Hi, Professor Jean. Welcome to Nepal and welcome to Embark College.
Good morning, Anders. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you. So could you tell us a little bit about the vision behind the partnership between University of Roehampton and Embark College, and what makes it such a unique proposition?
That's a great question. I think the vision really is what brought us together. We knew when we started working with Embark that there was a real shared commitment to widening access, to providing higher education to a group of students who couldn't have accessed it otherwise. I think there's also a real commitment between both organizations to career-focused education. So it's education for a purpose. And then finally, I think what's important is a shared commitment to supporting students. And I know that Embark, just as Roehampton, back on the main campus, put a lot of effort into the support of students.
So how does this partnership align with University of Roehampton's broader international strategy and educational mission?
Thank you. So our mission at Roehampton is very simple. It is career-focused education delivered to achieve three objectives. The first one is the development of knowledge. The second is the development of skills. And the third is the development of confidence. And without those three things, we believe that it's difficult to succeed in the workplace. But with those three things, this is what really makes a student successful when they embark on the workplace. So combine that with a good dose of internationalization, which is achieved through the international partnership that we have with Embark College. I think what this does is it provides a really strong curriculum which aligns very well with Roehampton's mission and at the same time with the objectives of Embark College.
So what are the specific academic programs featured in this collaboration and how were they selected?
So I'll start with the second part of your question, how were those programs selected? And this was very much something which was done in partnership with Embark College. We were very much guided by Embark's deep knowledge of Nepal's economy and Nepal's social issues and what the major skill gaps were. And as a result of that, the first two programs which were selected were the Masters of Business Administration. But I'll come back to that later. It's very much a contextualized Masters of Business Administration. And the second is a Bachelor of Business Administration, Business Management as well. So two programs focused on business. And then the second topic which we brought into the partnership, so that's for future intakes, is computing. And again, this was very much based on Embark's understanding of the local skills gaps.
So in your view, what are the most significant benefits that the students can get out of this transnational education partnership?
That's a great question. Transnational education is absolutely fantastic. And what it does really is three things. Firstly, it brings international education to students here locally. So it enables them to access an international curriculum. It enables them to access a way of teaching, a way of learning, which is very specific to the UK higher education system. And by doing that, it brings skills, knowledge, and competencies to those students through the course. The second element of transnational education is that it brings partnerships between academic institutions in country, Embark College here in this particular case, and the University of Roehampton. And the relationship is very young still, but we are already noticing an incredible partnership developing. We're seeing case studies being developed, for instance, to help us contextualize the MBA to the Nepal economy. We're witnessing research projects being developed into environmental challenges in Nepal, for instance, and what that means for the economic success of the country. And all of that is only possible through the partnership that TNE enables between Embark College and the University of Roehampton. And the third benefit is that it does that without taking away. And it does that without students having to leave Nepal. We know that young people leaving Nepal is a big challenge for the economy. We know that approximately about 1,000 young people leave Nepal every day. And by bringing international education to Kathmandu, to the capital city, we are able to help young people stay in country to access the higher education which they would otherwise not be able to access.
So how does the university ensure that the quality standards and education standards are met across all TNE partnerships, specifically with Embark College as well?
Thank you. So here we have very strict rules and procedures that we follow, both in terms of the approval of our partners and we undertake a very thorough due diligence process on anyone who wants to partner with us. And likewise, Embark would have carried out a very thorough due diligence process on the University of Roehampton. So before we start, we know that there are two very high quality institutions working together. But then when we go down to course level, what we do is we look at the curriculum, understand whether that curriculum would work for the students at the college. And then throughout the delivery of the program, our quality assurance procedures kick in. They are aligned to the quality assurance procedures that we follow at the University of Roehampton, which are mandated by the Office for Students in the UK. But at the same time, the beauty of transnational education is that we also follow the quality assurance procedures which are mandated by the Nepal higher education system.
So what challenges have you encountered while trying to establish transnational education partnerships? How were you able to overcome them?
That is such an interesting question. And I've alluded to that earlier in my answer to how we ensure quality across borders. But the main challenge with transnational education is that really you have to satisfy two regulators. You have to satisfy, in the case of Embark College, the Ministry of Education in Nepal, and you have to satisfy the Office for Students and the Department for Education in the UK. And they both have their own procedures, they both have their own systems, and we have to navigate those procedures and those systems through the partnership management, whether it is the level of setting up or running the partnership and running the courses. So every time we do anything, effectively, we have to cross-check whether it's compatible with the requirements locally and the requirements back in the UK. And of course, that makes things difficult. But at the end of the day, it's because we want to ensure that we have very, very high quality across all our programs.
Could you share some success stories or outcomes that have emerged from this partnership with Embark College?
Sure. I met some students on Friday when I first arrived in Nepal. And I was really quite taken by how much they've already applied of the knowledge that has been imparted through the modules on the MBA program to their own companies. All the students that I met were in employment. They come here at the college early morning before they go to work. It's a really, really tough program from their point of view. But what that means is that what they learn on the MBA program is immediately applied to their companies. And I know that a lot of them have started to develop case studies. They've started to develop projects which were based on what they learned on the MBA program. And to me, that is a fantastic outcome of transnational education. This is not something which could be achieved had the students gone to study on the MBA program elsewhere. But because they stayed in country, because they are following this international curriculum, which is very applied, every day there are steps which are taken to improve their own role, to make things different, to apply the knowledge that they getting on the MBA program to their companies. This is also really important because it helps contextualize what is an international curriculum to some of the local challenges, which are very real in terms of the Nepal economy, whether it is at social inclusion, whether it is some of the skills gaps that we've talked about earlier, whether it is some of the energy sufficiency challenges that the country is experiencing, and other more macroeconomic challenges which the country is experiencing. Like all countries, but having this ability to apply knowledge immediately makes a big difference.
So how does this partnership contribute to the broader education access and diversity between both institutions?
I'm really glad you're asking me this question because Roehampton is a university which firmly believes in equality, diversity, and inclusion. In fact, if you go back to our foundation principles, in 1832, when our first college was established, we were the first higher education institution in the UK to provide access to higher education to women. So from our foundation roots, we have been a diverse institution. And what I believe that this partnership brings is even more diversity. It brings diversity in terms of obviously international origin, in terms of students from different countries working together on case studies, working together on projects. But the other thing that it does is that it brings diversity in terms of job responsibility and sectors. Again, going back to the students I met on Friday, I met students from the tech industry in Nepal, I met students from the manufacturing industry in Nepal, I met students from the civil service, and everyone is working together, sharing experiences, sharing knowledge, enhancing each other's learning, and this is what diversity is all about.
So looking ahead, what are your future aspirations in regards to the partnership between University of Roehampton and Embark College?
Thank you. So there are many aspirations that both Embark College and the University of Roehampton share. Obviously, the first one is growth, and we are ambitious in terms of growth. We want to create new programs here in Nepal. So I've already talked about our ambition to get into tech, and we're starting computing and IT programs very soon. But this is only a waypoint, and we envisage that there will be many other programs that come onto the catalogue, the course catalogue that we offer here at Embark College. The second ambition is one of making an impact locally. And again, this goes back to what we believe in at the University of Roehampton. So a good example is research. We are the best modern university for research in the UK, but also we're very proud of the impact rankings that we have. So we're top third in the UK for the impact of our research. And this is something that is already starting to develop in the partnership with Embark College. So just this afternoon, we have a research symposium taking place where we will be talking about how international and what tends to be a fairly US and European-centric academic core around management and strategy can be contextualized to a thriving economy like that of Nepal, but a thriving economy which meets local needs and local conditions. So that's a good example of how we want the partnership to evolve. And then the third element of ambition that we have is perhaps to create more of a local regional network between Roehampton partners. So we have great partners in India, great partners in Singapore, and by bringing those partners together, we are able to create opportunities for students to meet across borders in South Asia.
As the Vice-Chancellor of University of Roehampton, do you have any final thoughts that you want to share with Embark College and its prospective students?
Thank you. Absolutely. And I think, firstly, I'm delighted that we're working so closely with Embark College. But I'm delighted about the meeting of minds and the objectives that both institutions share. And it's quite evident, just meeting the senior team here, meeting your chairman, quite how much of a passion there is for education, but quite how much of a passion there is for education which is meaningful, education which can make an impact, both in terms of widening access and also a local impact in the companies which employ the students who study on the Roehampton program here, and then more broadly into the civic infrastructure in Kathmandu and the regional infrastructure and the national infrastructure of Nepal.